Oops.
All right. It doesn't finish the song. It's like there's just a little bit left at the end there.
I'm pressing all the wrong buttons today. I'm out of sorts.
Well, no, it's probably where it cuts off right about there every
cancel.
time. So yeah.
Sorry, we had to cancel last week.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, everyone.
Yeah.
Life sometimes happens.
Yes, it does.
Life happens constantly.
I will have to duck out midway through, and we'll see how long we can go for. I might have to be a bit short today. See how everyone is. But we're here to answer all your Flutter and Dart questions, and I think we'll just jump straight into it. And that is with this. My name is Simon Lightfoot, Flutter Community Leader, CTO at Dave Angels London, and you can follow me at that in all the social places. Randall.
Randall Schwartz, Dart and Flutter Google developer expert for just under 8 years at this point. That's as long as the program's been going. And what that means is I spend a lot of time online answering questions on the various socials like Slack and Discord and Reddit and Stack Overflow, places like that. But also for this show, I am monitoring the questions coming in on the live chat. If you put Q: in front of your statement, I will treat it as a question to all of us and flag those, and they'll be taken in the order that I receive them. If you repeat the question, I am going to move you to the bottom of the list. So don't do that, please. We will see your questions. That's enough for me. Danielle.
Sure. I'm Danielle Cox. I am one of the organizers of the Flutteristas. I see Kaylee out in the audience. She's another one. And I'm also the Flutter tech lead for a company calld Ardly. And that's pretty much me. If you have questions about the Flutteristas, hit me or Kaylee up, and we'll get you hooked up. It's pretty cool. John.
Yeah, so John Weezy, I manage the Flutter community medium. I have a company, Hill Valley Studios, that does some Flutter work, a few apps that I'm building there. And like Randall, I hang out in places during the day answering questions for folks, mainly on Discord and a few other places. But no Matthew today, unfortunately.
Yeah, no Matthew. Yeah. Hanging out all the street corners answering Flutter questions. Is that
yes, exactly. Just walk around town. Get your Flutter.
It's like get the jack out.
Yeah.
I have one of those Lucy psychiatrist booths that says the doctor is in, but it's like the Flutter doctor.
Exactly. I take the sign with me and I plug it in and walk around. It's like on a board.
Start doing that. What is it? That sign flipping stuff you do in America.
Yeah, that's right. Flutter questions answered here, and then you flip on the other side and it says Dart questions answered here.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
I saw someone doing that for a garage sale. We were heading to Muir Woods, and in both directions, the person was out there flipping around a garage sale sign.
Wow.
Those people with the
trying to drum up that business.
Cool too. Yeah, the spinny arrows. People spin the arrows to get you to go someplace. Yeah. It's cheap labor, I guess.
I mean, we'll do a quick do's and don'ts. Be nice, respectful, constructive. Don't post anything rude or offensive. Don't spam. Anything like that. Just be nice. And if you are rude, then we'll ban you.
Be good.
Be good. John, do you want to do this bit?
Yeah, sure. If you do want us to look at some code, don't bother pasting a link. And actually, at any point, don't bother pasting a link in your comment because nobody will see it. It'll kind of look like it went through on your end, but nobody actually sees it. So the way to share code with us is to go ahead and head over to gist.new. Give it a title, give it a file name that ends in .dart so we get formatting and color coding and all that fun stuff to make it easier to read. Put your code in the middle box there, the big one, in some way, shape, or form, and then publish your gist. And once you do, it'll take you to a URL with that gist in it, and you can copy the hash at the very end of the URL and put that into a comment, and then we can look up your code that way.
There you go. We'll see how long we go for the show for today, but hopefully we'll get to maybe some code reviews or something.
Some questions.
In
the meanwhile, I want to talk about what I did with Jasper over the weekend.
Oh,
if that's okay. We might as well fill in the
Jasper from the Ghost.
I can talk about the Firebase Dart stuff as well because I tried that out as well.
Oh, cool.
Yes. So about a month ago, the machine that ran Stonehenge.com for 15 years finally crashed in a way that it wouldn't let it boot. And and it was something corrupt about the disk because it couldn't even find the alternate boot disk. This is free BSD, by the way, if anybody cares what I'm running in the cloud. And so I've been rebuilding a brand new Stonehenge.com from scratch because it gave me a chance to kind of like get rid of all that stuff I didn't need. But one of the things that machine was doing for me was providing my web service. And it was written in Perl template toolkit. Yes, because huge Perl fan, obviously, with my respect with Perl. And I really wanted to rewrite it to Dart and Jasper because it's just getting better and better and better every week. And I knew it would be about time to do that. So I used anti-gravity to migrate by first understanding how I'd written the metadata on my old website and build a brand new Dart and Jasper site. I didn't write a single line of Dart, a single line of CSS, a single bit of HTML. And now I have a new website at Stonehenge.com, and it's hosted by Firebase. And I deploy with Firebase Deploy. It works really nice. So it gets its own SSL certs that way, which is really cool. I don't have to worry about SSL certs for Stonehenge anymore. And what else is it doing that's interesting? I had a bunch of Flickr pictures, or had a bunch of pictures on my website and a bunch of stuff on Flickr. And I'd always said, well, eventually I'm going to have to move that all up to Flickr, right? Well, again, since I no longer have a website, I said, well, I've got to move them somewhere. So again, I used anti-gravity to write code that would understand the meta information from my old structures and figure out how to put that into Flickr APIs. The fun part was it had done, and this is where the Dart part comes in. The fun part is, of course, I'm building everything with Dart and Jasper, but it was writing Python scripts to extract the metadata from my old thing, because that's its default language for everything, right? And so midway through this uploading of 80,000 pictures, which took like 4 days total, I said, hey, could that have been written in Dart instead? And it came back with, oh, yeah, I could have done it in Dart. And then the async would have been so much simpler because Python really sucks at async. And it rewrote it between one upload and the next. It rewrote it in Dart. It was a much cleaner piece of code. It ran like multiple things in parallel now because the async was trivial. It's like, okay, so that went into my system instructions now. If you have to write a scratch script to fulfill a request, write it in Dart, not in Python. So, and it seems to be doing that now since I gave it that request from last week. So now it's just all of its scratch stuff now. It's just writing little Dart scripts for it, and so much nicer that way.
It's interesting. It's interesting to say that because it reminds me of something that I've been doing for a while. And
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
And that is whenever you have tooling that you need to write for your project, like in Dart you have a tool directory, and then you can put various scripts in there. And they use the same imports as your packages as your pub spec, but yeah, it's really desirable to have all your tooling done in Dart because you know that everyone compiling your app and your code base has Dart. Yep. They may not be on the same operating system, they may not have shell, they may not have copy, they may not have this, they may not have that, or they might be different. And it's like, it's great to have shell scripts do stuff, or it's great to have like whatever scripting language. But obviously, if your app isn't written in Flutter and Dart, then have your tooling in Dart. It just makes sense. Like, and then if you want to debug something, you know how to do it, you can fix it. Like, it's just it just streamlines the entire process. So yeah, and especially with AI now, you'd say make this tool for me, and then bosh, it puts in the tool directory, right? So
what I've been doing with anti-gravity and stuff like that is I've actually done I've trained my first YOLO model, and so it's interesting. It's a board game scoring companion, so it's on a specific game I've been working on with it, and I also have it now where if I go and I have to make a correction to it because it didn't recognize it correctly, it's automatically uploading that image to Firebase Cloud Store or whatever. And so I can pull it down and, for now, because so far it's still just me. I've not released anything on it yet, but it automatically puts it up there so that way I can pull it down and actually add it to the training and work on that.
So, hey, mate, so you've got board game scoring mechanism using a YOLO image recognition model.
Yes. Yeah,
I really like that.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you can play the board game like normal and it automatically scores it for everyone.
Nice.
So
that's a good use of image recognition models right there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Cool stuff. No questions yet, so still
Yeah,
waiting.
get your
here.
questions in, everyone. Put
Yeah,
everything
please.
in front of them. Get them into the live
Yeah.
chat. Otherwise, we'll just chat here, and you're welcome to do straight to the usual
Yeah.
podcast bit, and
Yeah.
away we go.
There was one other piece to my story. While we're still on it, so Saturday morning, I had finally gotten all my Flickr pictures uploaded, and as I was as we were transferring the Flickr pictures, I realized that there were elements of story about my life that were in the comments of the Flickr pictures I was transferring. And so I have I've been using Logseq, Logseq, which is a open source variant of Obsidian. If you've heard of Obsidian, it's basically a personal wiki that has a lot of nice features. You can put complex automation in any given cell and things like that. And I've been using that for my business for a while. And I started realizing that if I was ever going to get an autobiography done, I would have to at least have a database for notes. And so I have a parallel one that I've called Life. That's just all my life thoughts, everything that's happened to me as I think of them. I'm getting them documented down. And it's great as I can cross link and stuff. It's a wiki. So I kind of told I have a Gemini.md file at the beginning of it that says this is a Logseq. Make sure that you can keep the syntax consistent. These are all markdown files. It knows how to edit those really well. So it basically became my biographer. It would ask me questions and stuff like that. So I already worked that out. But for the agent that was transferring stuff from Flickr down and upward, it had access to all that metadata. So I started talking about that, and then I pointed it at that Logseq database. And so I've been able to flesh out probably another 30 or 40 items in my Logseq. And it's always been my theory to publish that somewhere. And I thought, so Sunday morning, I got up and my Flickr had all been done, and my Logseq had been updated with some of the comments and stuff. And I said, how tough would it be to publish this as part of the thing you just created for me with Jasper? And it said, oh, it's not hard. Those are all markdown files, and I can generate the right code to transfer that to Jasper. And I thought, okay, there are some private tags in there. Be sure you respect those. I said, okay. And so it wrote this nice little Dart tool that would run through my Logseq directory, generate the right Jasper code. And so a good portion of what's happened in my life is now online on my website, stoneage.com/Merlin, and look for Randall's Life. That's going to continually be expanded by interviews between me and Gemini. And if you think of something that I've left out, please, there's a mail link at the bottom of every page. So feel free to enhance that or correct things. But one of the things I got written up was why the day I decided I would never learn Python. And I finally wrote the story up. I've told it in public a number of times, but it's my interaction with Guido one day on a cruise. So you can check that out. Story is in my life bio. It's also the only long original content Medium posting I've made. So it's also on my Medium, Randall Schwartz, or Real Merlin link over on Medium. So Dart and Flutter and Anti-Gravity really helped out over the last week to really do some serious stuff. I'm also using it to fix up the new FreeBSD machine. I'm saying now I'm migrating this to that. It says, no, that's an old package. You want to use this package instead. And I went, oh yeah, that is a newer package, huh? So there are definitely some cool things with me not needing to be the FreeBSD expert or the Jasper expert or the Logseq expert. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I just need to know that I have a desire and be able to verify that it's doing the right thing. So hooray for cool tools. And yeah.
That's cool. I actually posted it, but I actually just downloaded Obsidian today. I'm very late to the party. But what is it you're saying? Still Obsidian?
Obsidian is proprietary. Logseq is open source top to bottom.
Logseq, okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah, so that's the one I prefer for that, and they're both that have essentially the same functionality. In fact, you can point Logseq at an Obsidian directory and it can process it.
That's Logseq, right?
Yeah, right. But and I've seen I've seen the reason I got the idea to point my AI at my logseek directory is I saw some videos on people using essentially Obsidian as a RAG for their LLM, because it can have structured data and it can go and find it as it needs to because there's indexing in Obsidian logseek. So pretty cool stuff. The other thing I also installed was MemPalace, which is it's attributed to the girl that played Lilu, Mila Jovovich, that it was something she requested because she was doing some gaming stuff, and some guy created this for her. I don't know how much of that is true. It doesn't matter. I installed it, and it seems to be working really well. So it's basically has sort of a meta index on top of Obsidian, so that it's essentially a RAG properly called MemPalace.
There's quite a few MCPs for logseek as well.
Yeah. It's well, I mean, because the data is all flat and it's all it's markdown, so it's pretty simple to add metadata, which my system has a lot of. So if you go look at that live thing, it was able to write this Dart tool that extracted all that data and made the right indexes, respected my private marks, so those don't show up in the public side at all. It's fun to update it because I just kind of ramble on like I do. Like I could just take all this audio from right here and just drop it in Gemini and go update my logseek if you think there's something relevant from here. And it just does it. It's just weird. It's like,
you get a meta section, it'll be like, Randall talks about this current blog.
It'll be meta. Ooh. Still looking for questions out there, please.
We have one.
Anybody got a question?
I'm not sure what it means, but
do we?
Have one.
No, it's not marked with a Q, is it? Oh. It's not a question. Right.
Anyway, I was going to say, so we were talking before about the Firebase, the new Firebase
Dart
functions API.
Cool.
And there we go. And I was having a look at it. So basically, when you're in the examples, it's you get an instance of Firebase, and then you do just like the sort of the other language that you use. You then can do HTTPS on request, and then do whatever you want, and all the various callbacks basically. But at the moment, this is the thing. At the moment, only HTTPS triggers are supported, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're production ready. Everything else doesn't work. And these are all emulator only, right? So all Firestore stuff, storage. These are the real ones that need to be out of emulator only right now, right? To make this really useful. Also, all these are great. The thing is, what's kind of annoying is that these are all possible the way it works with Event Arc. I tested it; it works. All you need to do is go into. So it's what I've been doing anyway. Before this came around, the way I would do my Dart code on the server side is effectively deploy your Dart code. It then gets requests delivered by Event Arc. Event Arc is how you receive events from Google Cloud Platform to your own APIs and your own stuff. And you just decode the headers. It tells you, this event happened in storage or in Firestore. Here's the document path. Okay, that's all you need to know. You can get on with whatever you need to do. And that's exactly how the normal Firebase libraries work, right? Like across the board. That's how they work internally. But annoyingly, I did this. I set up Firestore, and obviously I found out it was emulator only. I then enabled Event Arc in a trigger, set up a trigger inside of Cloud, and it worked. And I was like, brilliant. And I went to push an update, and it went, you can't update because you've got events already attached to it. So it's kind of annoying that it would work right now for most people. Like you could get any of this working if you were to do some manual steps. But they just, it doesn't match up with their configuration, so it doesn't let you update it, which is kind of annoying. So, but so at the moment, all the other kind of sections, even though they're here, they're not usable until they do more. And it does state in here, experimental only works in emulator, right? Like it's not. But yeah, so just a caveat here. But to be honest, it's still helpful, right? Like it's still helpful to have Dart Cloud functions that you can just deploy. I will say that the other side of this is the functions that are deployed with this don't pop up in Firebase functions list on the Firebase console. They do state that like it's coming. I can't remember where it's stated actually. It does tell you when you go to deploy. It tells you like pops up in the console and fight on the Firebase tooling. These functions won't appear. So you go to Cloud Run and they pop up in Cloud Run, which is basically what I was doing anyway. So it's nice to have the official library though, and I will say that the admin SDK fully works. I'm really happy with the admin SDK that they've done. So this is where is it? So in here you can do all of like the API. So you've got all like the whole auth library. So if you want to like create links for emails, OODC, SMS, TOTP codes, all that kind of fun stuff, you can get to all of that and do it all within, the admin side. So here, your app check, auth is what I was just thinking of. Yes, then you got, create custom tokens, create session to cookie, create user, delete user, all that kind of, all those management features. So you can have your own HBS cloud functions that are you doing all your management sort of server side stuff that you need to do. And they can access storage, messaging. You can send, instantly send, push notifications with this from your cloud functions. It's all integrated and works. So all of this kind of stuff, all of the internals of the admin SDK, all this works just fine, right? It's just a case that you cannot get the hooks in yet, the events. So yeah, we'll see where it gets there, but it is what it is. Yes, there's that. When you were just talking there, Randall, just then, you reminded me of a book I read called Dreaming in Code. Have you heard of this book?
No.
It's really good. I put a link to this in the chat. The full title is Dreaming in Code: 24 Programmers, 3 Years, 4,732 Bugs, and 1 Quest for Transcendent Software. They kind of concatenate the link in the chat. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, they mentioned Soul of a New Machine. I have read that book. I've actually worked for the guy that was in there.
Which one? Mitch Kapoor?
Soul of a New Machine. Soul of a New Machine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a character in Soul of a New Machine, and I worked for that guy.
So this is kind of interesting. It's they call it PIM, a personal information management tool. The idea being that you would have note to self organizer kind of deal, which is basically what Obsidian is now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really funny that this was being created back then. The idea being that you can have your calendar and your emails and tasks and all this kind of stuff. Which, because email clients were just email, right? Like the idea was, how would you solve this thing? How do you just organize your personal life, right, on the computer? And how would they build that? And it was like the sort of journey that they did to build it. And I thought it was really interesting. So I would just throw that out there for anyone that wants to, check it out. I also wanted to cover just one other thing while we're here. Just it occurred to me when you were talking about. I don't know if anyone knows this lady. So she just recently passed away, sadly, and I wanted to bring this up on the stream. Rebecca Heinemann, or Burger Time Becky, as she was also called. She worked in the games industry for a very long time. She was instrumental. She's been a programmer for a very long time, and sadly, she passed away within the last 6 months, basically. But she worked on all the early computers and all the early games. I mean, the list of games that she worked on, one of these will be something that probably one of you guys have actually seen, right? Or
well, even Burger Time.
I was to say, I think I've played many of those.
Yeah, and she's been phenomenal in the industry, and I just wanted to kind of put it out there. Wow. She's done. It was kind of a weird thing because obviously all of her. So she used to do someone on YouTube. She does talks and podcasts about making these games, porting the games, all the difficulties she went through. They're all out there online for people to read. But there's obviously a certain amount of weirdness in there because obviously now there's a digital ghost of her, if that kind of makes sense, right? And not really. It's really weird to kind of like have that kind of thing now that someone's put their life up online and now it's there, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what I'm intending. I'm always I have so many stories from having been in 68 countries and 488 sea days and having beat Linus Torvalds at 9-ball. I mean, there's lots of stories I have, and I'm trying to get those all written down before they go away from either my brain or from me because of life. So
you need to upload your brain, Randall. You need to upload your brain. Let me keep asking you questions about Flutter and Dart.
It's getting close. It's getting close. What's sad is that I remember only bits and pieces of stuff from 30 and 40 years ago. Particularly, I don't remember it in where it is in the timeline. I just know this happened.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these postings are kind of vague. Like there was a time when, yeah.
Is there a time? Is there people like that's still around that you can talk to that were there?
Yeah, I'm hoping that by starting this project publicly, people will start coming forward and giving me some feedback, and I can drop that in because I know there's a lot more people have interacted with me than I remember. Way huge number more. It used to be funny at conferences. People would come up to me at the next conference and go, "So I was in your class last year," and just for funds, I learned to respond with, "Oh yeah, second row, blue shirt, right?" Just to freak them out, like, because then they'd think back, was I in the second row? Yeah, another trick of being a frequent presenter. Don't always believe everything they say about remembering you. Sometimes they're making it up. But no, I do want to expand it back because as I kept relating all these stories for the uploads, it sort of occurred to me that I kind of have lived a Forrest Gump life. That I keep showing up in all these really wonderful things, just adjacent to them, though. I haven't been that one guy to do anything. Yeah. I've been around a lot of really clever people over the years, and I'm glad to have done that. Did I just fade out?
Yeah, you're good. Carry on. It's sort itself out now.
Anyway, it's fun to kind of get this all down and trying to remember if there's anything private about any of these conversations, because by default, what I'm dealing with anti-gravity is I say it's public, and so I have to go, oh yeah, but that part of it's private. So I'm trying to get the main stories pretty much. And I want to do
you're kind of like using it as your like ghost writer, right? Someone that can ask you questions and kind of
the Gemini MD is pretty explicit. You are my biographer. Here's ask the 5 W's about a given incident, look for areas that are kind of on the edge of the knowledge to see if I can expand more in that direction. Yeah, it has that kind of instruction. So it's acting as a pretty spot on biographer. I didn't create that Gemini MD either. I said, I need you to be both a log seek expert and a good biographer. Can you write Gemini MD for me? And it'll do it. I'm hearing a high pitched whistling.
Yeah, someone's turning it off.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know why it's beeping. Everything's turned off.
Okay. All right. Anyway, probably enough about me. Let's talk about. Oh, there was a new Flutter release last week, right?
Yep.
Didn't we have? Is that 344 or something? Isn't that
we
new?
Went through 3.
Oh, there was a dot release. There's a dot release for some sort of. I haven't checked the change log yet.
I can't remember what I did see. I did get a notification about a dot release.
And I should announce that too. I should announce that because as you upgrade to new releases of Flutter, if you have stuff installed with Flutter Pub Global Activate, you have to redo all those every time it upgrades, or else you're running not pre-compiled. It has to recompile it every single time you invoke it. So you need to reinstall all of them. I've been doing this with shell script for a few years. I, again, excited by how good Anti-Gravity 3.5 Flash is, I said, can this be turned into a Dart app? And it said, sure. And it worked it out. And now it's so much smarter and everything. But it became my first pub publication. Go to Globals. Fix Globals, fix_globals is the name. I'll put the URL in there in a minute. And it's a tool that goes through and looks at all your current global activate things, figures out what their origins were, because it could either be from the pub or it could be from a local repo, and reinvokes the right commands to rebuild it using the current Flutter. So pretty cool stuff. My first, and again, I didn't write any of the Dart code. I didn't even write the documentation. I just looked at it and said, yeah, that looks right. But it has, it can't do just part of them. That's the only thing I think it's still missing, where you can say
I think
against
pub
this
cache
rocker.
repair does this, doesn't it?
No,
You run pub cache repair. I thought it does.
no, that fixes the pub.
No, I'm pretty
That
sure
doesn't fix.
I'm pretty sure. I was pretty sure it fixed the cache.
No, don't tell me this thing. Well, it did. It didn't used to be able to do that. Maybe, and the repair is pretty new, I think, right? So, but pub repair wouldn't help things that are probably off in third-party locations, which this thing knows how to do.
I think
this also
does the activate again over the top of each one, so it takes the existing source and just reactivates it.
Yeah, which if it's already at the right version level but the wrong binary, won't do anything.
Upgrade. Yeah.
My thing knows how to deactivate the ones before activating them, so that it builds it always, even if it's the same version number. But there is something you can run from cron called only update, so that if you know, like a daily, you want to update all your globals, all your global tools, you can just do that if the version number changes, without having to rebuild everything. So yeah, no, it was fun, and it packaged it up. It got everything all ready for upload to pub. In fact, it even ran the dry run on that. It says, no, you still need this. Okay, well, I'll add that then. It's pretty clever, pretty amazing.
There you go.
I am impressed. Yeah, 3.4.1. It's the one that just came out.
Bigger for everyone. So we had 3.44, obviously. I think we went through 3.44, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we did that 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Let's see. Analysis Flutter can crash.
So basically, there's a crash on analysis of exit unexpected Flutter tool can crash instead of output script error message. Okay. Yeah. Nice. I mean, when it comes to 44, didn't we go through 44's the blog?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, we did that 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Our previous show. What is that? 168 times 2? Let's say it's 336 hours ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, somebody's got a call.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump for a second.
Okay. Oh, I like this. Here, this is a good response to me. That could be a good idea for a social app, connecting people through old memories. You search for a location on a certain date and put yourself there, then connections start happening. Well, I can see some danger in this that would keep people from using that. I'm over social. I overshare.
Yeah, if people didn't suck, this would be awesome.
Yeah, that's the downside of this. That's why I'm careful what I'm writing stories about, because like I probably am not going to mention any of my past girlfriends, because I wouldn't want any of them to know that I was going out with any of the other of them. So it would not behoove me to be completely transparent in this thing. But at some point I'll probably put it behind private stuff. And we're all going to go at some point. And so when I go, I'm going to make sure that people have the keys to the private side of this, so that people can find out the rest of the story, I guess.
There's those weird. I heard about these weird sites that do, well, I say weird. They're not weird, but I felt these sites where it's like a secure thing where you can put all your passwords and everything else, and then when you pop your clogs, they're related to your Will's executor or whatever, so they can access everything and delete your digital footprint and everything else if they want to, or you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff. Right. Which I like the idea of, but I also kind of dislike the idea, because it's that kind of thing of now they have essentially access to everything. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like what you want is half your key to be in your will, and the other half to be still with them, so that only when you're, it's transferred over, then they can like unlock it.
Well, my brother passed away about 10 years ago, and he had a pretty big online presence. And luckily, almost all of his passwords were in Google Password Manager. And I had figured out what his Google password was. And from there, I was able to get into almost everything else. And I've arranged, having gone through that experience, I've arranged with my brother to be one of my notify if I don't log into Google for 3 months, send this data. And I've got some instructions on my laptop about how he can get into everything else. And he knows my laptop.
Is that like an official thing that Google does? Or is that?
Yeah. You can designate a person or list of people to receive your login access after 3 months of no activity. So
that's
thank you,
not
Google,
bad.
for
That's
doing
not
that.
a bad idea, I guess.
Yeah. If you're willing to trust Google with your information, but they already have it anyway. Trust me, they probably already have it.
It's this whole thing, right? Like with running your own cloud stuff. It's like you've got to trust someone, or you do it all yourself. And who's got time to do it all themselves? Right?
Yeah.
I do wonder what it's like now with AI though. Like, could you like AI agent build everything and run it all, and have the AI agent running on your own local hardware? So therefore, it becomes your own personal kind of coding assistant, junior developer person that can do everything you want it to do. I mean, that also opens you up to lots of holes as well, like security vulnerabilities and other things. Like, yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Like you got to trust someone. Like,
well, and the problem is that AI is not cheap. We are unfortunately in a period where the AI is being pushed at a loss from all the major companies, including Google, to make sure to get your market share. And it's all going to be a lot worse when you actually have to start paying for what you're actually burning up in the world.
They've already started changing the models and the pricing, right?
Yeah.
And I think
the whole anti-gravity thing was a real mess.
I think what's happened here, and we're going to see it. It's almost like the dot-com bubble thing. Like people invest lots of money, banks and all sorts of people.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of those banks are selling off their investments now, like to other third-party investors and stuff. Yeah, there's that kind of like it's kind of reached. I don't think it reached the pinnacle. Like, I think the technology is going to move forward. I just think that people need to be seeing a return now. They've had enough of investing money into this market. Now they want to start seeing a return, right? So that's why you suddenly get like the up in pricing. And what's going to happen is that kind of filters out the chaff in terms of all those free usage goes away, and only the people that can afford to pay it are going to be sticking around, And they will probably start getting some tiered models of access. I think you start getting like that peer kind of like, oh, you can get a certain amount of access, for a certain price that's cheaper, and then your request is secondary to those that are going to be, processing the high stuff. And I think there's also concern that a bunch of people start building data centers off of the back of this AI stuff, right? And like they're not even finished building them, right? And the investors are already trying to like pull out money, right? So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting time, put it that way.
Oh, we do have something we could do. It's Dart related, and that is that primary constructors are in the beta release. Can you install the beta release somewhere, and can we play with it?
You could possibly do that, yeah.
I think that would be interesting to people. And Bleeding Edge, because again, it's only in the beta at this point. But everybody should be testing their stuff with beta occasionally.
Yes.
Come on, install Puro. You can flip to beta for a project, see if everything works, because that will help all of us to be able to do that. If you can do that, and we lost Simon. He must be. Hopefully, he'll come back. There he is. No, that's John.
Nope,
Simon, you turned into John. Oh, there we go. Simon went away. You came back. We went. That was a transformation.
Can one of you do the beta thing? John, are you able to share your screen?
I can share my screen. What am I sharing?
We're just saying, why don't we install the Flutter beta release, using
Yeah.
Fluoro.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then try out the primary constructors. But I'm gonna have to dash in a second. I will be back, but I just have to dash.
Okay.
Yeah, let me.
There's no point in me sharing my screen. Yeah.
So let me see.
Okay. And I think I can get you up on screen. And I
Yeah.
know almost enough to push the buttons here.
I have lots of open windows, so I'm trying to.
You've managed to share the IDE window.
Yeah, that's true. Let me.
Until you switch windows in the IDE, and then you're not sharing the right window. I've learned that the hard way. Now look at this code over here. And people are going, what?
And,
what code?
Yeah, what code? What code? Yeah. All right.
The code I'm looking at. Can't you see what I see?
Entire screen.
It's such a problem. People aren't seeing what I'm seeing. I sound like an idiot.
Well, let's see. Let me do this. Can I do?
I miss acting classes, I guess. I want to go do some improv somewhere. I miss being in front of the stage. I definitely do. Yeah. I studied for about 6 months with a guy that had been doing it in Soho, New York, and had moved to Portland. And it was really incredible, the sort of mindset strategies that were being used. I don't know if you can hear, there's noise going on upstairs here. I don't know how well my filters are working.
Come on.
Can you hear a little bit of it? Probably.
It looks like I'm going to have to jump off and then jump back on because I don't have sharing from Edge turned on. Yeah.
A first timer, a first time sharer.
Yeah.
Long time listener, first time sharer.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see.
You know who else was part of an improv group was Emily Fortuna.
Okay. Oh yeah, Emily, who did the keys talk, the talk on how to use Flutter keys. Yes, and I met her person to person, face to face, at the first GDE summit in for at least Dart and Flutter people in 2017, I think it was.
Oh wow.
Yep, it was just before COVID, and then we had to stop doing get-togethers. It was all virtual for a while. Yeah. So it was the last event that I went to before COVID. And I've only been to a few events since then. Like Next, which I'm finally recovered from, I think. Didn't go to IO. Don't think I could have done Next and IO both within a month. That would have been intense. Yeah. Happy only went to Next at this point. And I got to see a lot of cool people. Got to meet Rhodey finally. I've seen him online here a lot, but it was nice seeing him in person.
You met him at
Next.
Buttercon USA, didn't you? Was there?
Oh, maybe I did.
Maybe was he?
Was Rhodey? I don't know if Rhodey was there.
Was he not?
I don't remember him being there.
Yeah.
Maybe I've seen him at some other Flutter events.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in New York with us, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Or I thought so.
He wouldn't have stood out to me because I wasn't excited about Signal last year. So this is all. Oh, and Signal V7 is out, by the way. Signal V7 fixes a lot of things and adds a lot of new features. I may just do talks on V6 to V7, how to migrate, but there's already a LLM stuff you can throw at it and go, here, this is what you need to know to go from 6 to 7. And so I just need to read that, I guess, and that'd be my video. Oh, you need to switch from here to that. Yes, it's pretty straightforward. And apparently there were some bugs in dependency checking that he had inherited from Preact, and Preact fixed it. So now he's the Dart code is actually much closer to the Preact code. It's actually he re-implemented it so that it all had the new Preact interfaces for that. So yeah.
But has it? You're saying he's fixing bugs in the Preact version. So is he diverging now? That's the question.
No, well, there's the core of signals is Preact signals, and that he realigned with the official Preact updates, and that fixed the bug. but it also changed the interface the next layer up in Signal's core, and so he fixed that too. So now it's there's something about getting in a loop about depending on dependencies and stuff, and it would actually get hung up and do infinite loops. That's not good. It's never good to have infinite loops in your app unless that's what you intended.
Let's see. Share screen window.
We saw share for a second. We saw share. Oh, we need to know is Sunny.
Right.
We have share.
Are you ready for me to bring that up on screen? I don't know what you're sharing.
Yeah, let me
just tell me when.
Off, and I think I'm good.
Yay.
Okay, so, and I'm probably gonna have to make stuff bigger in some way, shape, or form.
Command plus if you're on a Mac.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Zoom
Let's
in.
do that. There we go. All right, so let's see. So we wanna use Puro. I can't spell. I can't type.
Puro upgrade beta.
Yeah. Okay. So right now I don't have beta installed, but it won't take long.
Puro,
so
yeah.
Puro,
I think it's just create Puro
create
beta.
So get the beta installed.
So I have used Puro before. I have a couple of videos on Puro. It's in the same category as FVM if you're used to using FVM, but it's much better. It's better, faster, cheaper is what I keep telling everybody.
So FVM
cheaper
is
because
the same mechanism now, by the way. So
using the overlapped Git repo. Well, it stole that from Puro. Puro had it first. Puro still has eval. It still has eval and REPL though, which I don't think FVM does.
Okay, so then we want to create something with it?
Yep.
So why don't we just create a quick sort of main, or a little test project just to try out the new primary constructors?
Yeah, command line. It doesn't need to be a Flutter thing.
Okay.
Just make a directory called Humpday, and then or Flutter create. Well, do a Dart create.
Dart create Humpday,
right, or whatever.
Yeah, the Dart create. Yeah.
Not Dot.
Not Dot create. Yeah.
That's how somebody in Boston would do it. Bostoners would do it. Dot create.
Dot create. All right. Oh yeah.
They get so confused when we talk about Dart with them in Boston. Dot. What's this dot thing?
You want to do that in the sample2 directory?
Yeah. Yep. I always forget to move. All right. So now we're using beta.
Yep.
It's good practice for your next presentation.
Yes.
Let's open up the folder then.
I will.
Oops, not that folder.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me know when you're ready. I'll keep that off screen so don't have to
worry. Okay. Yeah, it's all right. There's nothing there to see, but let's see.
No, but it's still
open. All right. So now it should be opened and ready. All right. What did we want to test? I wasn't around when you guys had that.
It's the new primary constructors, right? So
yeah,
it's a new. I think we have to enable the experimental mode, don't we?
I don't think so. I think the beta already has it landed.
Enabled in beta. Well, just try
already enabled.
Yeah, just create a new class. Where is the changelog thing? I think there's an example in the Dart release notes somewhere. Yeah. Let me ping you this link in Slack or something.
Or in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put in the private chat. Or public chat even, I don't mind. And then everyone, this is we'll just talk about the.
Okay.
So it's got like private name parameters you can do now, apparently. So you can make that final in underscore number, right? For example, and then use the this dot underscore number in the. That would be for the Well, that's been released now. That's private named parameters we can now do, right? So no, you don't have to do that anymore. Undo that.
Undo. Oh, with the.
No, what I'm trying to say is you don't have to do that. Okay. Just put a constructor in.
Okay.
And then create a private variable in your class. Int,
what?
doesn't matter. Whatever you like,
Okay.
string, no, number, prime, whatever. And now inside of the constructor, you can now do curly braces.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying inside the parameters for the constructor.
Oh, it's parameters. Yeah.
And you can do required this dot underscore my num now. And then
That's the one that's already in. That's already
But
in stable. That's
are you using?
that
Is this
part.
project using the right version, and is your IDE using the right version of Dart? Because that should work right now. So
Should be 312, right?
yeah. Maybe do pub get. Oh no, your current SDK is 3.11.5.
That's weird.
Have you done an upgrade on your repo? You could be using beta from an older. I don't know how it works, Pure.
Yeah, Pure LS should say, oh, you're on beta.
345. Is that the current beta? Right.
Maybe this was too early to demo this. And I was hoping that
no, it's in there. This has been released. This one's been released. It's out there in the public. This is in the latest Dart version.
Does Dart have a version?
Yeah, Dart -- version. Right. I will be back.
3.11.5.
I
wonder if this is. I've seen some weird things with Puro. I don't know if it's just my machine, but where it doesn't pull from the right folder.
Yeah, the analyzer. Try restarting your analyzer. Command Shift P, restart analyzer. It sometimes picks up the wrong version when you're using Puro. So it's the analyzer ends up being like the old one before the main one.
Let's see.
Well, you should be able to put it at 3.11.5.
Well, yeah, which is what it was, I think.
Okay.
Let's see.
I don't know. Well, this is fine journalism at this point. Hey, live streams don't get any better than this, people. Yeah, I don't care what you said you've been watching. This is peak prime journalism happening while we speak.
I'm not sure I'm willing to stay on stream any much longer with this kind of stuff going on.
Oh, if it's getting a little too exciting, yeah, just feel free to dive out and save yourself from this level of high energy coding.
Yeah. Well, this week actually, my stop's extra hard. I've got a call starting right at the hour, so I think I am going to drop off.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I don't really have anything to contribute. I haven't played with this yet.
Yeah, right. Nothing to top this. Nothing to top it. See you next week, probably. We've got drilling happening, so I don't know if I'm going to be on much longer either. So far, I've still got Wi-Fi.
What is it? Is it Echo Path? Or it's just Path, right? On Mac.
What are you trying to do? What
To
are you
see if
trying
it's
to do?
in what's in my path.
You can say which path or where path,
Oh,
or excuse me, which whatever or where whatever. If you're looking for Dart and where it's at.
no, yeah, because that's where I was getting that it was pulling from
Yeah.
there.
It's flowing from Bureau. That's good. All right.
Yeah, so my guess is it's pulling from one of these caches.
Yep.
When it should be pulling from here.
I don't know how you've got your setup. It's something. It took me a while. Puro sort of works out of the box, but it's a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much just out of the box, but there's a chance I've done something to get something to work. And
you should see my ZSHENV and ZSHRC on my laptop. There's like all these things that build up paths. So I'm probably looking in 55 places every time I type a command to see which one is actually going to get invoked out of all the stuff that's on there. And now I've got old brew and Mac ports and some system stuff installed in user local. And then there's Puro and all these folders. And then every tool I install from Google, like Firebase or whatever, also wants to have its own bin. So those are all in my path. This is just old people lamenting about code now.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make that work. And I should probably be looking up whether it actually is in this release.
Well, it says it's in, yeah. Sacrifice dash for the lock coding gods. This is the fun of working with beta.
In Flutter or Google Beta. Let's see, Flutter
Yeah,
beta.
this isn't. Why is it not finding the right Dart version?
Oh, they're an experimental feature, so they still need a flag. To do that.
Yeah,
that's what's happening. Yep. Where is the experimental flag?
Have we figured it out?
No, we're just. I mean, it's pulling. My guess is it's pulling from one of these caches instead of pulling from the bin.
So that would be your path.
We're having a cache.
My guess.
It's cache flow what we're dealing with.
Does Puro have like a clear?
What are you looking for? Oh, Pure LS. Yeah.
Cleans up unused caches, GC.
Yeah. Oh, Pure GC. Yeah. I do that all the time. Well, every time I install a new release. Oh, 12
gigabytes. I'll try you wear Dart now, see what happens.
Can I have those? I want those 12. I need them.
It's the same.
All right. Try Puro LS.
Yeah, I mean, it says we're on beta.
Right, but is that beta? Okay, hang on. Let me check my. What I'm trying to get at is you can be on the beta branch of your checked out Flutter repo, but your beta branch may not be the most recent beta.
But I just installed it. Like literally, you saw me do.
Yeah, but that installed it as in install. What that does is makes Pluro makes its clone of the repo, and it doesn't actually mean you kind of upgraded it, right? Okay.
Yeah, the latest. Oh, well, the latest stable release also has 3.12.1 Dart.
Well, that says there stable 341.9, which is 344 as that is.
Yeah, I'm not on the latest stable that I know. Yeah.
No, but what I'm trying to say, okay, so if you go switch to stable for a second, you do do upgrade on that then. Because that should be Puro upgrade stable, right?
Right. Yeah, Puro upgrade stable. If that's not going to break anything else for you.
It probably will, but.
Well, that's interesting.
Passing. Oh,
you've modified the git ignore in a revision.
Oh no!
I think what's happening here is your command line. The command line's not using the I don't know how Puro does like the current maps it to the current directory. Or what
Ignore
exactly.
not up to date. Cannot merge. What? Why would it not be up to date?
Add -- force.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's about what I was trying
I've
to
had to do that. I've had to do that before.
Yeah, I've had to do it before too, but it's Puro crashed. bin./Dart not up to date. So it's not updating Dart for some reason.
Well,
You have a corrupt Puro. I've had to reinstall it when it gets like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So you.
I'm liking FDM at the moment.
Well, it sounds like it's unstable. So if you've upgraded unstable, but you can add the experimental flag to analysis, you can probably get primary constructors.
Yeah, but I can't upgrade stable.
Yep.
You're
just useless, John.
I guess I'm reinstalling Puro this afternoon.
After an absence, yes.
I guess I'm
rm-rf.puro. Be sure you first write down all of your global activated things. Do a Puro, let's see, a Dart pub global list and save that because those are going away if you reinstall Puro.
Dart pub
global list.
No, it doesn't.
Let me see if I can get this using.
Yeah, why isn't? Because I have nothing.
Oh, you have nothing installed global activate. So you have nothing to
no activated. Yeah, nothing globally activated. Yeah.
You can zap your .puro and just start all over.
Yep.
Right. Do you want to stop your screen share then for now?
Yep. Let me
back now. So.
Stop sharing. There we go.
And what I'll do.
Oh, that was exciting.
Yeah, that was.
We actually have a question that it isn't marked.
We have a question. Yay.
We have a question. We can answer. We can try to answer this question. Kumar says, "Hi, I'm unable to run for iOS. My device is always stuck on preparing iOS 2065, Xcode 2065, Mac OS, also the latest. Anyone else facing the same or any fix? Mine seems to have upgraded okay, but I haven't done a lot of work building iOS apps.
To run on iOS.
On device or on an emulator?
You said on preparing. Can you give is it?
Well, that's what I'm wondering if it's a simulator.
One comment is the steps when you build.
Yeah, if you're building for a real device, it's got to download the debug symbols from that device to be able to build for it. That's usually preparing in the Xcode. Is this in Xcode? Where do you see the word preparing?
On a real device, iPhone 16 Pro.
Yeah, I think what we're trying to understand is how are you trying to run your Flutter app? Are you doing Flutter run on the command line? Are you trying to run it from Xcode? The word preparing, is it coming out on the CLI on the command line, or is it coming out within the center section of Xcode, status bar on Xcode? The thing is, you normally get Xcode build building, whatever it is, starting Xcode build, and it says Xcode build completed and the time it took or whatever, and then you kind of get on to now it's going to sync and upload what's built to the device.
What stage along that is
at what point does it fail? In Xcode, the device itself is not getting connected. Well, then there you go. Your problem there is an Xcode, nothing to do with Flutter. It's an Xcode device issue. You need to go into the window menu, Xcode. And you'll have simulators and devices panel, and you'll see your device is connected. You need to allow to be connected on your iPhone, don't you, as a development device? Or
developer. Yeah, that's one of the devices in your developer account.
Yeah, that's another thing. You need to have an Apple developer account to use do this as well. So if you don't have an Apple developer account, you need to go pay for it. It's like $70 a year.
You don't need a paid developer account if you're not publishing. So if it's just
it's just the device isn't getting connected in Xcode at all.
If you use any of their services, you need a paid one. So
you need a developer account to build it for yourself.
Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say is if you want to use any of this cloud service stuff as part of your app, you need a paid account.
Any publish, right?
That's what I'm saying, right? So that's if you have push notification, like
I would
all that stuff. You know,
I would try a different cable.
You might
You
not
probably
be
have a
having
cable
data
that doesn't support
Yeah.
whatever it is, data.
everything's
or
working over
whatever.
wireless. Well, there you go. So the problem there is it's the
It's
cable
probably
or it's the connection on your phone. You
Yeah.
could have
I
dirt in
paid-
your connection, by the way. So
Yeah.
it's still charge,
Yeah.
but not get a data connection. So
Yeah.
also look inside the port on your actual device. That's common that just little dust gets in the bottom of the port, right?
It started with their iOS 26.5, but again, have you let Xcode download the symbols from your 26.5 updated phone? If you haven't done that yet, it's not going to be able to build for it.
There's
So
a
you
button.
need to go
There's
into
a button.
yeah,
There's a button inside of the Windows device and simulator
Xcode.
window.
Yeah.
It lists your device. You tap on it. It says downloads symbols or download library files or
Symbols.
something like that. There's a button
Yeah.
there, if I remember rightly. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
and it takes about 2 or 3 minutes every new release. So it's
Yeah.
it's doing
Yeah,
something.
it's got down to like 4 gigs of crap. Like it's got down like
Yep.
8 gigs of crap.
Crap. It's 4 gigs of indirect tables.
That it has
probably,
to do every time.
I
you
really
download
hate
something.
when it comes to like all this.
Yeah.
I was freeing up some stuff on I was freeing up some space on my machine. I was like, how have I got like all these copies of all this like every time you run something in development, it's like I'm gonna have the copy of all this stuff. It's like
Yeah.
I wished for the days where we had like everything was a DLL and shared right now. Like, what is wrong with us? Every app has its own
Not
copy
true.
of Chrome and ships with, you know?
Yeah. Right.
It's like, what are we on? What is going on? Yeah.
Yeah. Try with another device now. Yeah, download it. Does it work in the simulator? That's also
Why
an interesting
it's stuck?
question.
I'm not sure why it's stuck on preparing.
Yeah, try it on the simulator too.
There are
also says your system is set up.
there is a section that you can what's it called? Oh, come on. Hang on. There sorry, just give me a second. That's what I want.
Simulator's working fine on 26.5.
Okay. Huh. But not your phone.
I'm pretty sure there's a way of deleting your like library. There's some directories in your library directory on Mac on your user account that might be related to this. It feels like. I'll be honest with you. I'll be right now in this situation. I'll be hating up Chat GPT.
Yep. Not ChatGPT. Gemini.
All right, whatever. AI.
Gemini is backed by Google searches. ChatGPT is backed by Bing searches. What do you really want to do behind the scenes? Not Bing.
Whatever AI is.
Whatever works.
Yeah. Oh, and we actually have another question which I can answer quickly. What's your favorite architecture for small projects? As simple as you want to make it, just so you can find everything, and use Signal for statement. That's small projects, scales up to medium projects and large projects, actually. Same advice. Don't get hung up on needing a bunch of empty folders. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Anytime I see anybody create an empty folder, I start freaking out. It's like, well, what's that folder got in it? Well, nothing yet, but no, don't make
that protective coding is something you do as an early, like as that kind of middle developer, like an intermediate developer, right? Where you think, oh, I'm going to use all this stuff, or I'm going to create these interfaces and be like a good architecture coder, you know, and you're coming at the problem wrong, basically.
Yeah.
It's enough to know how to do it right. Right. Okay, I have a version of beta.
Oh,
yay!
Yeah, we're that far along. And there's some following up here on the other thing here. So let's see. So timed out waiting for all destinations matching the provided destination specifier to become available. Ineligible. Okay.
So that sounds to me that you've got. You might actually have a permission issue with your apps on your device, like that's, or you got security software preventing your apps from working.
Or maybe 26.5 reset the developer.
Actually, they changed the way the permissions work, didn't they, in 26?
Yeah.
You might just need to give Xcode permission to the local network and ports and shit like that.
Timed out waiting for all destinations matching the provided destinations.
Right, so the destination.
It almost sounds like it almost sounds like it has Xcode has some like identifier for the device, and the device identifier has changed.
Or it can't connect with that device that's there, right?
Yeah.
Which is totally
Again, make
valid
sure
as well.
Xcode can see it. Yeah, go into Xcode, see if it shows up in your devices list. If it doesn't show up in your devices list yet, that's where the problem is. It's nothing to do with Flutter.
Right.
Right. Shall we carry on with what we're doing?
Yeah.
Sure. See if you can get it to work.
I am confident. Somewhat.
Yeah.
All right. So class. So we've got we got private, private construct, private bars or whatever we'll call it, right? So if we got int num equals 0, whatever. That's good. Right. So we should be able to have a private vars and then do required this dot underscore number now. Oh, look at that. Private. Okay. Update your prospect to minimum constraint of 312 or high. Minimum constraint. Okay, that's fine. I've got like a quite a sloppy constraint in here, right? Let's do 12. Dink.
Cool.
So what happens now is if we have a main function and we'll create an instance of our thing, this obviously we don't want to access the P, right? But obviously it was like in a separate place, right? So we'll just give an example like this. Yeah, that's wrong. It's just output. There you go, whatever.
Oh, it was looping.
Right.
It was saying, I have a print. I'm calling print again.
Yeah, right.
And number one, right? Like,
wait, I'm going to call print again.
It's not rocket science there, right? However, yeah, so the point here, though, is that now it automatically gives it the public name from the private name. So you don't have to do the thing where you're doing colon.
Yeah, and putting a bunch of getters and setters.
Number, and then in here, have to replicate your type. This is what you'd have to do before, right?
Yep.
And there's an auto fix this now. Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
So that's kind of nice. So that's the private constructor variables right now. But we've also got another feature that we were looking at, which is in beta. And I'm going to go find in the change log on the Dart repo, because I remember because we looked at it.
Okay.
Let me go see if I can find that.
I don't know what this is going to do to my background. I stepped out.
Right. Let's see what we've got. Where's our change log gone?
I've got it. I've still got it open, but
hang on. It's all right.
Oh, while we're waiting.
Wait no longer.
Oh, I'm not waiting.
Oh.
Okay. I was going to say that my background image is Crater Lake, and apparently Crater Lake attendance is way down this year because they announced, yes, you cannot go down the trail to get to the little boat and take the boat rides for the next 3 years, but you can certainly go to the place and see the from the rim all the way around 360 view and stay at the lodges and spend your money there. Obviously Crater Lake is still open, but you just can't go down to the boats for the next 3 years. That's all.
Primary constructors are in 312 experimental.
But they're also in 313 here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I've got the latest beta, which will cover this, so we're good. Yeah. So now we can do, instead of doing this, let's grab it. Let's grab this. Yeah. We can have a point. So that's your normal class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can now change that to this. Yeah.
Yay.
That worked. Nice. Can't wait for that to be unstable.
Yeah, let's run it.
Wow.
Yay. So this is the thing, right? Because you can also put code in here, right? Like you're not like, so we can still put our like
Yeah, you
output,
can still have your own. Yeah.
right? But the point here is instead of having, it's more like a data class now, right? Like you've already defined the types in here. You define what they are. So there's why bother having to redeclare them again, right?
Yep.
Do you need the
Yeah, nice.
So you do need var. That's interesting. Interesting keyword.
Maybe that'll change.
Can these be named? Let's have a look.
Weird.
Yeah, because it could be final. It could be.
Oh yeah, you need. I guess you need an attribute there too.
Yeah. Required var. Okay, interesting.
That seems clumsy.
Yeah.
Well, it's named, right? So this is just saying name. This is the same as any sort of named, parameter, which makes sense. And var is what's indicating that it's a variable.
Yeah.
To add it as a class level member variable, right? But it does mean that instead of having to declare things multiple times, right? So we've already brought this down, right? So instead of just having to declare this and do, I mean, previously this is what we would have to do, right? So we'd have to have int number underscore number equals number, right, for private member one. And now this also actually means that these could be private, right? So if I do this dot x, does that actually underscore do underscore? Did that work? Did it crash? I think it crashed.
You broke the analyzer.
Are you gonna make it work?
You broke the analyzer.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, no. Hang on. X, Y.
No.
No, that's working. That's working.
Oh,
because
really?
because now I don't have a getter for X, right?
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
It's compiling. Yeah. It's just that my print here, so it just should be point dot output, right? Yeah. So now
you can get rid of those.
I don't need to get this.
Yeah.
So this could be the future. Yeah, that works. So even though syntax so now you can have private member variables and have them declared and use the name.
This. That's clumsy though. Private var
what's clumsy about this? Sorry, I want to understand.
It's just like, how many more of those can we stack in there?
You mean the keywords?
Yeah.
That's just. I mean, if that be fairly common, that's going to be a long boilerplate.
It's still shorter than doing the other ways, right? Like,
yeah, that's true. It's fewer lines.
Yeah.
Like not just fewer lines. It's a lot fewer. Like you don't have to define your type twice. Your names 4 times. Like multiple lines. Just
defining it only in one place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But again, you can also do. So I should be able to do something like var. I don't know. That's I don't know.
I don't know if you're hearing the grinding. If you are, I'll stop the audio here.
No, we haven't heard anything. To be honest.
Nothing.
I've got a filter here. It's like really loud in my ear. It's right here, the noise. So it's really weird. AI is amazing. It's filtering that. That's crazy. Yeah.
So okay, that's cool. So obviously you can do. So here we've got a defaulted value called valid, right?
Wow.
It's also a variable. So after you print it, we could have a function called, let's say, validate or whatever.
Oh, could it be underscore valid and be private at the same time?
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
So it'd be this, right? This dot.
Yeah.
And then that should also.
Can you do super that way too? I wonder.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, and you also have shorter syntax for some of the new new stuff there. So
Wow.
is that?
Oh,
yeah,
you got
right
this
there.
as well.
Yeah.
This one kind of messed up me up a bit. Like,
Yeah.
So you can create a
instead of having,
default.
like-
yeah.
So instead of having just like, you can use new instead of point, which I kind of feel, I get is equivalent, and this is one of those things, but it's also like,
Yeah.
the idea is that you don't have to
That's just-
repeat the idea is you can change the class name, you don't have to change it in this, right? Like,
Yeah.
And because of shortcuts, you can then use .new to build one of those, which is really weird.
well, you've always been able to do that, right? New has always been the unnamed constructor.
Not
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
shortcuts. Not until shortcuts. You had to do class.new. Now you just do .new if it's in the right
Oh, I see what you're
context.
saying.
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying now. That's good. It is that
That's
actually,
really weird. Or name ones too. So you can have like a .a and a .b that in the right context because this is part
So
of
if
the
we
constructors.
had a function called I don't know, test point, right? That took a point. And then over here we could call test point. Oh no, well, yeah, I mean we could do dot new x3y4, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that would be back
Weird.
to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So obviously dot new is get its type from the called function.
Now make a .x that defaults y to 0. No, this is the kind of thing
that's
people
true. Yeah. So you should be able to new x, which take. Oh, well, here's a question: how do we do the same?
No, you could do it at the end.
No, what I'm
right?
trying to say is I'd have to do like an x required var in this x.
You're looking for the
y.
y.
No, but he wants to
doing
say
X,
make X 0, right? Or Y 0.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Oh.
But what I'm trying to get is,
but I don't think you need that.
I think
you could just make it an empty constructor for X.
It is
right?
a constructor.
No, but I'm saying, couldn't you just make it? No, that would make it the default constructor.
So this is now named constructor, right? So
Yeah.
you should be able to do dot x with a value of x in it or something. In fact, the question is, can I?
It'd be y. Yeah.
Can you do that and then have this still be a private? But so if I get rid of this, that should still work, right? Find out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nope.
Can't have a modified var here. Can't have modified. I guess you don't. Is that because we don't need it because we have the primary constructor? Oh, right, okay. Here, trying to make a constructor redirect to primary constructor or room.
Yeah. So you need because all constructors have to redirect to primary in one of these classes. You can't have standalone constructors. You can have factories.
Then how do I?
You can have, that's a factory at that point, the origin, right, which sets X and Y, but it's because the default, right, is taking in X and Y. So what you'd have to do is pass X in your below.
Oh no, I could do a super. I could do
yes,
super.
It's like doing a super, but you're not actually calling super anymore.
No, you can do this. Can't you
just do X comma?
That should work.
0.
Y colon 0, sorry.
Oh, passing stuff in named parameters is.
You have to pass the X value. So you pass the X that you just got, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's what I was trying to do is see if there's a way of not doing that, right? So obviously I can just do this, and that would work.
But I think if you go back to the release.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Sorry?
Go back to the release.
Yeah, that's what.
Because I don't think you can just do X equals. You don't have to put in the whole. See, like that where it says new origin, colon X equals. You don't have to call this. You can just do X equals _ X and comma Y equals 0.
But
on that line, on line 18.
I'm sorry, I'm not following this. That. Okay, well, let's have a look. Let's try it. So what we're saying is, let's go this. I know, let's go this old X for a second.
Yeah.
Right. So what are you saying?
So I'm saying if you copy, so do what you did above. So taking an int x.
Yeah.
And then in your there, x equals x, and then y equals 0. Should do the same thing. No, not on it.
You're saying they have to redirect to the other constructor. That's why I have to do
right,
this.
but the other constructor takes in an x and a y, not an underscore x and y. So
no, they do, because this is, remember, this is the automatic naming to public.
Well, then I'm reading the release notes wrong. If you go
try again,
that's why this is working, right?
But I'm saying if you look at the release notes, I don't think you should have to do that, right?
Do what?
So here you have a default constructor that takes in this.x and this.y.
This is saying because I'm using two. I'm using the private and I'm using the primary constructor and I'm using the private. Yeah, I mean, go on. Okay, we will change it then. I mean, let's just have a look.
No, I'm just trying to.
I mean, I can see what you're saying, but all it's saying here is because we're using primary constructors, we can't have any non-redirected generative constructors, which is what this is. It's a non-redirecting one. They all have to redirect to the main entry point. That's what it's saying its restriction is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, I could maybe is this because valids? Hang on. Yeah, it's still complaining about the fact it's not a redirect one, right? I mean, I can do this.
Yeah, and then put them all in
and
there.
then again, that's passing over because they're named and passing
right,
over
right. Yeah.
Y at 0, and then valid is saying true or something, right? Which ends up being the same as what's above, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
But let's just test that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, because you've got the default values here, we can actually kind of get away with not doing it, which again makes it the same as that. But we've got what was the? I suppose, yeah, you've also got the fact that you can do factories as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that means you can just do whatever code you want, right? So, but it's going to be obviously this is not syntax highlighting correctly at the moment. It's done as a server bot at something.
Maybe you could restart your analyzer and see if the highlighting comes in.
Well, that's what I've just done.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
it restarted, but it can't analyze the file.
Okay. Anyway,
it was kind of working when it was like this, though. I think it was just adding that new. Oh yeah, I removed that. So this should be new. No, it's not gonna come back to life. Whatever.
No.
All right, cool. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
we're gonna see some interesting class definitions come up in the future. It's something to get used to, right?
So Lord Knight, just type your question in. If it's multiple parts, do Q1, Q2.
Yeah, break it up into bits. I think we'll be wrapping up soon, so get your question now, and then we'll.
Yep. Please finish up your question typing. If you've been typing for
so I've been
I've
been in Apple Fun getting my subscription stuff approved. Finally, took them first it took a few tries to get it put in correctly, and then it took them 10 days, to finally after the build was approved to approve the subscriptions. So I'm finally at a state where I can move forward with migrating from a free ad based app to my subscription model. Finally.
Nice.
Are you using in-app subscriptions?
Yeah, so I'm doing a yearly subscription model with a 1-week trial. So it's basically going to move from a free app to the next release will bring up a paywall and tell you have to. Now, I've already put out stuff in the app. Users have been seeing a pop-up once when they start the app in the last couple updates, telling them, I don't know if we're going to answer this question.
Oh yeah, we can start already. Get rid of GetX.
There's your problem. Yeah.
Solve your problems right there.
Nobody here has any depth of knowledge on GetX. We refuse to work with it.
Yeah. Signals, man. Signals. It'll be only slightly more inconvenient.
Now, if it's not GetX related, if the problem
Yeah.
isn't GetX, then yeah.
Right.
I mean, finish off your question. You're saying you've got
we'll see.
some localization service. I mean, like localization is an interesting one. Like you just said, you've got Google Translate API keys. So basically, what you're probably saying is you're going to have to run a script before you release to automatically translate them, right? And then you can ship. So you can do two things, right? You could, if you wanted to, ship your Google Translate, your Google API key, and it's a good idea to replace every text widget in my app with a custom widget that its purpose is to check if the text is inside the localization file and then use it. If not, then use Google. What's really interesting about what you're suggesting there is how you're treating your localization file. So here's the thing. I mean, there's lots of ways to do localization. Some people prefer to do it as I'm gonna say, let's say when your app opens, it says welcome, right, on some text. Now, your localization may have keyed it to like splash screen welcome, right? Then what you're actually doing, though, your localization, you're using splash screen welcome as your key. Other localization technologies use the term welcome, the actual text itself. They look that up in the index, and if they can't find an exact copy of that, then they don't translate it, right? Like it uses the default one. There you go, Philip.
Flying Flutter.
Flutter. Never tried it before. Anyway.
Philippe is reliably answering the questions here. So.
I mean, I would say I've always decided to have. I mean, there's two ways I've done it, which is either custom text widget and just use that, like app text, and then that does whatever I want it. And this means if I want to override something text wide in the app, I can do that. I've got a place to do that. It does mean that you have to wrap all the parameters for text and pass them over, which can also be kind of a pain. Or it used to be. Now you have super, so now you can do that. That can also kind of help. So you can actually extend the text widget and like the text state and do it that way. That's another option. But personally, I just use the context to kind of hide that complexity, right? So you do a text widget, and you say context dot localization, whatever, and you're done. And basically, what you've just done is put an extension on the build context, which is always accessible during your build functions. Solving the problem, right? Like it still keeps it simple. You don't have to pass all the parameters over. Still does exactly the same it needs to do, which is fetch the text that passes the parameter, right?
Yep.
I would not suggest you use Google Translate in your apps at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem you've got there is you're going to get out of control. Like you're going to get a lot of hits to Google Translate for exactly the same thing over and over and over again from lots of different people. Why? Do it before you ship your app. Like, so you basically, all you're doing is you're making a tool. We said this at the beginning of the show, you might miss this. You create a tool directory inside your Dart project. You can create a little script in there, like a command line script, and you can just run that, on the command line. Use all the same dependencies your project is running in the context of your project. And what this means is you can then do things like, okay, get my Google Translate API key, call the API, translate all the text. So you can actually have a script that you write in Dart code that just goes through and takes the English and makes all the other languages for you in ARB files, which are just JSON files, and you're done. I have a tool that translates all app text in my project. Okay, yeah, but here's the thing, right? You're typing out the text and you're using that as your key, is what I'm saying, right? You kind of normally that's not what you want to do, because you can change that text at any time and you're missing the translation for it, right?
Yeah.
However, tooling wise, if you just want to rerun all your translations and hope you haven't missed located one, because I'm assuming your tool has to do a grep or something to find all the text that you use to make all the different variations. And I just find it it's too easy to break. Using keys is nice because having a symbol in your app means you can reuse it in different places. You get to choose how you want to do it. Also, a lot of languages use pluralization differently, and they'll have different ways of writing their sentences and constructing things. So if you use the internationalization library, INTL, then it has functions for dealing with all that stuff. And you can create hooks in your own localization class. You can create your own functions that do whatever you want them to do. Format number, bosh, it's done, right?
5,000 app texts.
With every word / sentence in my app. Not sure if it's a good approach overall. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Sounds expensive.
I mean,
maintain.
It's kind of backwards, right? Like you're putting the text in your text widgets and then pulling it out, and then at runtime replacing that text with the translated text. I mean, both are pretty much the same. Like in terms of cost, CPU time, right? It's just a lookup, and it's lookup on a string, right? The nice thing about, so start again. Sorry, to look up on a string, that's dynamic lookup. Whereas if you use the symbol approach, it's on time, right? So you've got no expense in terms of lookup if you do it, because you're doing a hard-coded index essentially, right, in your app. So you're just it's just running a function returning the text, right, rather than actually having to do any sort of scan or lookup or memory access or anything. Much of a much, really. I wouldn't. It just feels better to have it all in one place and be able to translate all in one place.
Yep.
I have done it before where I've done JSON files, and all I've had is lookups on those keys, right? So the actual inside the app, I put the key name as a string, and then it looks up in a hash map. It loads at runtime that key, which is somewhere in between these two approaches, right? Basically, yeah. All right, I guess we'll take the last other question.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helped, Lord Knight. Come into the show earlier next time, and we can maybe talk more about it, even show an example. We could play around with localization if you want. So if we could do a whole show on localization stuff, but I think it's one of those things where we need to decide what we want to do up front and then do a certain topic each week. I think we started talking about doing this. If people want to see that, let us know. Pop in the chat. What Dart backend framework is recommended for building production app? Any? Shelf is the longest term. Shelf has been around. It's owned by the Dart team. It's been around a long time. It's basic, but it does the job. I think
Relic
it's not a full framework, that you might think of something else. It's a very lightweight HTTP server framework, right? I think I would say it depends on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to build. The other one that's getting popular right now is Serverpod. Serverpod though has its own specific way of doing things. It's very prescripted, so
I imagine Relic is flexible. Serverpod's using Relic in a specific way, but maybe Relic itself might be a better general thing to build on.
I mean, Relic is I think Relic needs some work at the moment. I think Relic, I'd say, is quite early to use it. They need to change probably some big things in it.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious, what are you building?
Yeah, really.
Is it just an API?
Also consider Dart functions are now available to you, so you can use them to automate parts of your backend.
There's other stuff out there, right? Doesn't VGV has what, Dart Frog or something? That's a
Dart Frog as
backend
well, yeah.
framework.
Yeah, Dart Frog.
Any good Dart backend framework will have interoperability with shells.
Yeah.
Right. Because Shell's like the big player. Right. Oh, another question. Look at this. Has anyone tried Convex? I don't know what Convex is.
Convex. Is that a pub package?
I don't know.
Don't know.
There's a convex _Flutter package, if that's what they're talking about, that just came out in February.
Multi-platform, real backend, real-time backend, website subscription, supports lifecycle management, supports web, pure, Dart, and native. That sounds interesting.
And a convex Dart.
Oh yeah, wraps the convex Rust library and exposes Flutter-friendly interfaces. So it's not pure Dart then. The description said pure Dart.
Pure Dart if you don't count the Rust.
Pure Dart and native. So hang a minute. So the native version is using Rust, but the web version is using a Dart port of it. Just use the Dart version then.
Yeah, really.
It's
a strange attraction to Rust right now. I don't know what it's going on.
I suppose. So a Rust client that can read and write data from a convex backend with queries, mutations, and actions. I'll be honest with you, I would have just done that in Dart on the client side. I feel like you've added an extra layer. Don't get me wrong, Rust great, like Rust. I have books on Rust right here. But yeah, like why add that extra layer of complexity and fault problems and other things when the client, if you're talking to have a convex backend, then have a convex Dart client, right? That doesn't have to, you know. I don't know. I look at it and go, it's using JSON by the looks of it as transfer type by the looks of it. So, what the hell? Go for it. Right. It's interesting. Looks cool.
But one of the things I hope to build in the next few weeks, because just bringing this up because I'm also looking at my infrastructure and Dart functions in the cloud, is to go back and index my Dart and Flutter YouTube channel that's searchable. And I've interacted a bit with Adding Gravity to come up with strategies for that. And it would not be hard to plug that into a search box in Jasper that then talks to a Dart cloud function and actually deals with the indexing. And it can go out and get all my transcripts of all my videos. But that same thing can also apply here. We could probably use the same thing exactly for Flutter community as well, that it would index all those and make a searchable interface using the cloud function. So maybe I'll go crazy and build that for us as well here.
I mean, apparently I can try for free. That's true. And now what?
Try for free.
There you go. And it's changed it to true. There you go. Don't ask me how.
You can update data. Update data. That's one of the four layers.
Don't get me wrong. This is cool. Like you got a server. It generates mutation query. Tells me that this is running these two things are going tandem with what's the RPC mechanism?
gRPC.
Come on. No. It's Stay Connected using it. Hang on.
We have another question, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry?
We have another timely question.
Yes, just to the nick of time. 344 in SPM for iOS. The pub get and Flutter clean become very slow. Any way to escape this? Get a faster computer. Probably.
Well, there was
so SPM was working.
Yeah.
344 has changed quite a few things. This is probably a bug. Go look on the pub query. Go look at. Well, we can go look now.
But there was a command that they introduced, right? Because they talked about it during the keynote. of it. They specifically mentioned one command that cleans out all the old, I think it's all the old pods stuff. So it could potentially just be that it's parsing files. It doesn't need to parse anymore because you need to clean the cache or whatever. I can't remember the command now.
And go. I would say go watch
go watch the keynote. Yeah.
I will say though that if you were using SPM before, Swift Package Manager, for anyone that doesn't know what it stands for, which is a replacement for pods or Cocoa Pods, then
okay. Thank God for getting rid of pods.
Oh, there you go. Look, SPM increased compilation time. There's a ticket for it. March 6th. Though.
Somebody asked for more time?
Yeah, they want it to take longer. It's too fast.
Make it take longer. Compiling.
Oh, no, this is actually compiling Flutter. This is something else.
People are they're not gonna know what to do. It's happening so fast. Make it slower.
Right. I don't have time to go out for Starbucks.
Right. Yeah. Need to be able to get a coffee.
Right.
Ouch.
I can't even walk down the hallway.
Hang on, let me see if I can bring this up on stream.
I got something to share.
Here's one that is a bit still flags missing Cocoa Pods as an issue in 3.44. No. The release officially deprecates it. Ouch.
Oh.
Ouch.
Oops. Oops. Somebody missed the ball.
The thing is, I don't think it's not officially deprecating it, right? But it does need to be like I know that it's saying, but yeah, not been officially deprecated or removed. Yeah, exactly. It's just that it's been now made the default since 3.44. You could try to the questioner here. You could try doing a fresh project. Now you've got 3.44 installed, and then try copying over your Dart code just to see like how it behaves. Right? It might be that deleting your iOS directory and doing Flutter create dot in the directory, and then resetting up whatever you need to set up in your plist files. Obviously, do this if you got checked in code so that you can kind of like bring back any settings that you need to. But they might find that there's some sort of native Xcode flag /trigger /something that has changed.
Well, in one of the docs,
I've not actually got to this point yet myself. I'm using Patch Manager for.
I started looking at it not a few weeks back, and then caused too many problems, so I pulled it back. But one of the notes that I saw was about managing your pod file when you do migrate, so that you remove anything that is coming from Swift Package Manager, so that you do avoid any conflicts with Cocoa Pods and Swift Package Manager. So, and that's the command I think they talked about during the keynote that you can run that will remove any Cocoa Pods from the pod file that are now pulling from SPM. It's better, but it's still a pain. Yeah.
It's yesterday. Still a pain. Yep.
What I was going to say, this feels like GraphQL. That's what I'm saying. Mutation query. It could just be using similar things, I don't know. But ALS coming in.
GraphQL,
patch the database, this table, whatever it is. I mean, sure. I mean, if it works for you, it works for you, right? Like, do it. I definitely haven't had enough. One of the things I do actually want to do is create more backends in Rust, and spend some time doing that. I'm definitely going to check convex out. But as I say, with the client side, don't just have it wrap a client up, especially for something like this, which is, if it's not really pure Dart, then I'd be concerned because you're not getting any huge performance increase. Like, calling an API is not something that should have any sort of cost attached to it whatsoever. You've probably just added more cost by going over to the native code. I'm just looking through. We can have a look through if people are interested briefly. I was going to see what they've actually got going on here. So they do actually have an IO versus web. So create client implementation, iConvex client, and you've got a web convex client. So So you've got a native and a web implementation. So the web one wraps a WebSocket. Here's whatever the necessary bits are around wrapping that. Sure. Looks fine. There's maybe some improvements that can happen in here in terms of the way that it's actually been done. This is using a native WebSocket directly, which is fine. So this is using the web package directly. Yeah. There is actually a nice WebSocket channel package written that wraps this already, that has like reconnection, retry logic and stuff like that by Felix. They're using it in Shorebird. So, but when I look at this, I mean, it is just you create a WebSocket, you're sending data back and forth over a WebSocket, JSON decode, get your type, your message. You know, look, based on what it is, whatever the API gives you, handle it back. Yeah, it's not rocket science. You can put loads. It's easy to test this kind of stuff as well, right? Like what you should be seeing out one side and what you're sending. Yeah. Yeah. Again, interesting idea about doing it this way. Maybe you should use the UID package, but yeah, it's got reconnection logic. I mean, this is quite a sound looking implementation by the looks of it. I'm not gonna web auth handler, web subscription. Yeah, I mean, like, so why not just use this, right? Like, why not have the same Dart implementation but use the Dart WebSocket package instead of the obviously the web package? That's what you should switch out here. And there you go. You've got your entire library. Why do we have to have? So look. So this is apparently the one that wraps mobile convex client. So this is exactly the same thing, but wraps that now Rust client, right? And then there's going to call a bunch of functions on that. I mean, reconnect Rust client query timeout. I mean, you've now maintained two sets of code that are completely diverged.
Yeah.
Use the Dart one. Job done. It's HTTP. And then you've got this whole sort of generated code to bring in the Rust library. You've got to compile the Rust library. You've got to do a bunch of stuff like that. For what? Because you've got working Dart code right there in the web one. Why do I need to do all of this? What is the... I mean, maybe there's a point, and I don't know what it is, right? Like maybe there's extra features that are in the native one, but then that kind of also defeats the purpose of having done the web one if it's not compatible, right? Like all of this just seems a bit, yeah, over the top. I mean, these could just, there's only a few functions in here. Like it's a handful of functions that you've actually got in your exploit from Rust. So to me, I would have been, if I was to write this convex Flutter package, yeah, I would have had the single implementation, Dart implementation, get rid of all the Rust stuff, and maybe even generate that from the Rust, right? Like if they've got, if Convex has got its API, open API specification, I'm sure it's got something like that probably. Do we have something like that? Open API. There you go. Like, there you go. Literally designed and other languages. What do you want me to say? They've literally given you everything you need. You don't even need to write any code.
Wow.
Run the Open API generator on the Open API spec document, wherever the hell it's from here.
It's going to put us out of business. We need to be able to write code. Without code, what do I do all day?
Install the Convex helper package, run the command, Open API spec or whatever it is, and then you get a YAML file, which is the Open API spec like this. Now you've got that, you run it through Open API tool for generating Dart code, and it generates you a Dart client. Done.
Yeah. Dart.
So all this whole library is not needed. Or at least, this library should be exactly what I just said. Each release, you can even have a GitHub thing. Each time they release a new version of Convex, it runs the Open API generator and then updates and publishes on Public Dev. There you go. Hopefully, this wasn't the author trying to show off their package. I feel really bad.
I was looking at a new package that was announced a couple days ago on, I believe it was Discord, under packages and tools and stuff, called
They
Quora.
say Rust is the best. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Hey, you see
it's
my
about
comment
the
on
worst
that.
language to use, is what I'd say.
Yeah, my comment on that was, of course, they being people who like Rust and AI.
Well, I've been using Rust with AI, and it's definitely nowhere near like what a normal Rust developer would build. So it's not there yet. I mean, obviously as time goes on and they're retrained and more Rust code, obviously, and more Rust code being made, they're going to get better. So we'll see.
So I was looking at Quora, and I had the first thing I do when somebody shows off their package is I want to get the good, bad, and ugly about their code. So I always run a code review on their repo, and it found an issue that was really interesting. And I had it submit a bug report, which is what the one I just linked in the chat, about that. It wrote the issue, of course. I don't have to do any of this now. I just go, hey, you found this ugly thing. Go report it, and always put a disclaimer at the bottom that says Randall hasn't verified this, and this was created with 3.5. But it found a hash collision of two structures that had the same object hash halls as part of this bug report. And I went, wow, the knowledge to figure out a hash collision. If you read midway down. So the problem is he's using hash all as a unique index for a data structure. And it's not, that's not guaranteed not to collide. So this is the bug report about that. But the fact is, to submit the bug report,
this is known.
Gemini.
Sorry.
What? Sorry, what's known?
I'm trying to understand what the problem is here.
The problem is that object hash all can collide.
Yeah,
and it was being used as
But all the hashes that are used are maybe
they're using the hash as a unique key into some data structure, and that's not good. That's what this is. That's what this bug report is that it was using something that can collide, trying to make sure that was unique. But it found an object hash of two different values that actually collide, and I went, well, that's not supposed to be easy, right? But it did.
I will say that the way that the hash maps are done in Flutter, for example, in Dart, they can have collisions, and it's fine for them to have collisions. It's just going to be slower because they do a count thing, right?
But
and it means that
this isn't using that. Yeah. Apparently, this needed to serialize it and get it back deserialized, and so you can't have an arbitrary object with serialization and deserialization. That's not possible. So anyway, but I like the fact that
I see the problem. They're using the actual result of hash all, not the object itself. Which is the problem.
Yes. And so the demo code down there, users 1977, users 2023, those two data structures hash to the same code. And it found those. How did it? I think that's pretty smart that it found those.
I don't know. What is it? Sorry.
At least the original author said it was definitely a problem.
It's the strings. It's the strings. Yeah, the hash value generated by this function is not guaranteed to be stable over different runs of the same program, or between co-runs of different items of the same program. The exact algorithm may be different between different platforms. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be stable. So don't basically it's only be used ephemerally while the program's running. Right, okay. So I'm just reading the hash all. The computer value will be consistent with the function run again with objects that have the same hash codes in the same order during execution of a single program. I'm actually more concerned, to be honest. Have you actually run that and see if it comes up with the same hash?
Apparently it does, because the guy said it was cool.
Let's try. Let's try. Something doesn't
Yeah.
add up here to me. Should we try?
Try it.
And then
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
wrap.
Then we can wrap. Yeah.
We need something to put in a gist. We've got to have a gist somewhere for today.
We need a gist from the show. Right. Let's put
Yes,
Humpday.
New one from today.
Yes, always a new gist. We produce gists as our primary output of Humpday shows.
Yeah.
That and
gist
sometimes
man.
watchable content.
Yes, sometimes watchable content. That's clever.
Right. What have we got here? We've got A equals this. Oops. Final B equals that. And let's do print A dot hash code. B
It's
dot
hash all
code.
or something, right? Isn't it
Print,
hash all?
hang on. Object
Okay.
dot hash all.
There. Yeah, exactly what we want to know.
Right.
Run it.
Run.
Ship it. Oh,
I
look.
think
hash
you
holes
actually.
match.
I think you have just located. Hang
Is
on.
that a bug?
Oh no! Hang on. Integral objects. See, let's do a dot A0 hash code. A1 hash code. Oops. Let's not do that again.
Oh yeah, if they're hash
Hash
codes are
code.
different,
Hash code.
but their hash alls are the same.
That's fine. Thank you. Right. Let's just have a quick look at some numbers here. So basically what we're seeing here, these numbers are, right? So these are what we call the hash codes, right? The unique IDs for the objects, right? So in this case, users has this ID here, 3767900053, right? Because as you can see here, that's the 0th entry of A and B, and it comes up with the same number, which is correct, right?
Yeah.
Now, 1977 and 2023 is two numbers. These are the two hash codes that come out. And when you combine them as the hash code for the lists have their own hash codes, right? Now, this is not the same to say that this is the hash code for the list, not necessarily the hash code of the contents, right? I don't know if you add to a list if its hash code changes. So let's do that. A dot add hello. I'm gonna do B dot add. Well, sure, whatever. And then we'll just go and print them again, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Okay, and I want
Those are all three
add.
different.
Oh, but that's interesting because now the hash alls changed.
Yeah, well, it's got different content. Yeah, but that's what I expect. But hang on. But what I'm trying to get here is that so here's the hash number of hello and world, right?
Yeah.
Oh, B. I copy and paste it. I was going to say they should be the same. Okay. All right, refresh. There we go. There we go. So hello and world. And as you can see here, the hash code of the list stays the same, right?
Right, but I'm
I just want to be clear to other people,
okay.
right? Like how this works, right? So yeah. Now,
okay, but why did the hash
all
all change for
So let's come these back
when
out.
before
Let's
they
come
didn't?
this out for a second. Back to where we were. The concern here is that how did the contents of A and B be different lists yet come out with the same hash number?
Right.
And guaranteed that the contents of all the contents themselves of the hashes are different. This is absolutely nonsensical to me. Like, how is like I know you get hash collisions, but these strings are unique identifiers. Like the hashes for the
if you uncomment lines 8 and 9,
yeah.
So you're adding to each of them.
Yeah, then
the hash alls change though, but then they were different.
Yeah, and then, but that's the expected behavior. That's fine. But what I'm trying to like, of course, they did like. Here you go. Look, how is that happening? I put hello in both A and B.
Right, but if you change it, then they're different.
But they're different contents. That's what we're saying. 1977, 2023. If you got rid of these,
right, they should be different. Yeah.
Let's just have a look here. 1977. For somehow,
I think it's something about 2-element list is doing it with those particular values.
No, that's let's just get rid of.
Yeah.
Hang on. No, it's exactly the strings of those exact numbers.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the hash code of 1977 and the hash code of 2023 are identical when put through the combination function. But that's how it works, right? That's how hashing works, right? Like I'm not like we know we can get collisions with it. It's not a problem. I'm just surprised that a string. So what's happening here is combine and finish. So this math here, these two functions, when done with those exact numbers from those strings, these two exact numbers produce a hash collision.
Wow.
In fact, if we get these two here, right? So what's happening right now is let's pop these in here. So these are the hashing functions, static. So we got combine and finish. There we go. So it should be a case of saying, what was I say? Combine a hash code. I guess value in this case would be. Oh, I know I have an error. Let me come. There we go. Right. Bring it over here. So we have a hash seed, identity hash code of object per isolate seed for hash code computation. That's interesting, right? So the identity hash code, sure. I'm just surprised, like that doesn't use the like the list one. I guess because it wouldn't be the same for more uses. Yeah, okay, fine. Ignore me. So we're saying that the initial hash value is the hash code of object. Oh, and then then we're running finish. And this would be B, no, it's actually A0. That's right. Okay. Run. BB, B0. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So.
Wow.
It's also in combination with the identity hash code of object, right?
Yeah.
So, so this value here, let's what do they call it? Hash seed. So now,
so I'm still amused that it came up with two numbers that ended up having the same hash.
Yeah, no, but I'm more concerned.
I see the implications.
But what did it have to do to did it have to run a lot of tokens to get to that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I should have asked it, hey, how did you come up with that collision? Maybe it's got a table of things that collide. Maybe it saw that somewhere.
I mean, it's this math here, right? So it just so happens that these two numbers, right? We can forget about the object and just put these two numbers in here, right? It's the same thing, right?
Right.
So it just so happens that the algorithm that's used to generate the hash code out of these characters comes out with these numbers, when combined with the hash seed value,
Wow.
They end up being identical. Yeah.
end up being when you combine these numbers, these two numbers together and these two numbers together, using the hashing algorithm, you get the same resulting number at the end of it. Right?
Yeah, that's
Did we just break strong crypto?
what are the odds? I mean, that's crazy.
I'm thinking this is did we reverse engineer?
Yeah, but this is why you have hashing. So for anyone that doesn't understand, so these numbers that we're dealing with in here are these aren't even 32-bit, right? So that's kind of interesting as well, because I thought these are all 64-bit, which gave you a better namespace. If these were higher,
there'd be less chance.
Be seeing, a difference here.
Hmm.
And then these shifts can then be a lot higher as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Wow.
So what we're actually seeing here is, I think they've probably done this for compatibility with web, because web doesn't support the full 64-bit, right?
How would you have solved this if this had been a test question for an interview? Come up with two values that have a hash all that are the same.
Not happy.
How would you have done it? How would you have done it?
Mathematics.
I'd go to AI right away.
Right.
Go, what two values have object hash all that equates?
I'll be honest with you.
Dart?
I would actually raise this. You raised this as an issue with their package, right?
Yes, of course.
This was a third-party package. I would actually raise this as a bug in Flutter, in Dart.
Yeah.
Sorry, in Dart. Okay. You have hash collisions, right? So fine, but maybe it's the approach that they're using needs to differ a bit, because having two numbers of 4 characters and coming up with the same hash, that's more of a collision that I would expect.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
That's insane. Yeah. Okay. Well,
and
we learned something today.
Right?
So anybody on the Dart team, if you're listening to this show, I will. Well, I could have Gemini listen to this show and then generate the bug report based on our conclusions.
I will send you. I'm actually gonna create a. I'm just updating my little snippet here.
Make it just. See, that wasn't that far off topic. That was actually interesting to investigate.
Yeah, so there you go. There's your kind of. I suppose you could actually do. Be a bit nicer about it.
Make it pretty, yeah. Because those are definitely different identical objects or non-identical objects.
Well, they're non-identical objects, yeah.
Yeah, because there are new brackets around things, right? Yeah. So that should be false. Should just be a built-in to strings that automatically interpolates and treats it as eval.
What's that? Is it? What's the object identity? No, what's it? What's the identity match?
Object dash hash something.
No, there's no.
Yeah. Huh. Identity hash code. Interesting. What are those?
It's identity something. In fact, hash would use it over here. Identity hash code. Oh, it's just a global.
I wonder if those come out the same. That'd be interesting. No, but it's the square bracketed things that are coming out the same.
I can open that in.
You guys should be happy you're not hearing all this grinding noise that I'm being subjected to right now. Thank you for
No,
filters.
that's what
So
I thought was going to happen, but I'm really still really surprised about that. So we've got identity hash code is different from each of them, which you expect, right? I don't know if I was expecting
what's
to be the same.
Hashall doing? Yeah, what's Hashall doing? It's doing it backwards.
No, it just so happens that it literally is a combination of the hash seed for an object and those two numbers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the math. I think to be honest, I think they could actually increase the space. Like, I'm not
right.
Let's have a quick look.
And that won't be a breaking. Yeah, there won't be a breaking change between releases either because it's always promised.
It's internal. Yeah.
I'm looking at this going like,
yeah, because those means like, those two would end up in the same bucket in a map as a key, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look, why have we not got these? Give me these functions in the normal SDK, please. Why have you not got these? Like, is it hex digit value, pass hex byte? And these are all standard things that should be in there. Right on. Yeah, so look, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I mean that's using what 20, 30,
32 bit.
No, 28 bit, whatever it is, 28, 29 bit. Yeah. Actually, you got the new feature. Hang on, what was that new feature I saw? Hang on. I just want to try. This is one bit. Since I'm on beta, why not? Come on. No. Hang on.
Which completion do you want?
I feel like the analyzer keeps crashing a bit right now.
Yeah. You're being hard on it. It just barely released.
You got bit length, bit count. I think it was. Was that the new one? No, there's like. Give me the.
Look at the change log for
Dart. What is going on with this thing? Every time it's really. It's literally not having a good time with this one now. You can see it's like struggling. Like, just keeps reanalyzing for some weird reason. Anyway, 29. There is actually, that's maybe for the sign bit, so it probably is 28 actually. But I don't. Why is it not? It keeps crashing every time it tries to bring up the. For some reason, that it just can't get the. There you go. Odd, even, sign, negative.
Red extreme.
2 signed, 2 unsigned. I think one of these was a new function. I thought there was ones for. I think they added some functions for counting the number of.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Bits and 0 bits. I seem to remember reading that somewhere. Anyway, bit length is really helpful. So this tells you how many bits are required to store that number, right? But yeah, so we're not having the full. So this is only using 29, not even using the full 32. I'm assuming that's because there's a limitation on web and 64-bit integers on web.
Oh yeah, that's possible. So we have a slightly narrowed range for possible hashes because it has to also work on the web.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, AI. Where's my magical AI-ness? Both noticeable notes is valid for it. So, well, okay. Hang on. This is using big-int. That's different. I64, yeah, for native web. That's what I suspect for WASM. I wonder if normal integers, not are Java. What is the max bit length of a JavaScript int? Not big. 53 bits. There you go. I knew it was less.
Still a lot more than 28.
Yeah.
Well, that's what my point was. I think these have just been not updated for a long time. Like these are probably around for a while. I think we should be updating this to be like 48 bits at least, right? Somewhere in that realm.
Yeah.
I mean, because as soon as you get into these, because now you suddenly get a way bigger space of hashes, right? That you can get.
Yeah. You don't want them to collide. You really want them to show up in different buckets.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Anyway, that was a nice distraction.
I'm
You're gonna publish the gist. So
yeah, I'm gonna put that.
Or
I'll put that out.
The remaining.
I'll put it
remaining
up later. Anyway, I'm running way over where I was expected to be now. So.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
It's
Thanks
good.
everyone for joining us for the show. That's fun.
Yeah.
And we'll see
you in a
same
week.
Time, same place.
See you in a week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
165 hours. Bye.
Bye.